Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I want to talk about stepping my game up. I'm going to hike this mountain while I'm recording content. And like I said, it's been in my backyard for about 3 years. And I told myself, listen, all this natural beauty and I'm not capitalizing in the daytime. Like I keep catching yeah, don't get it twisted. The sunset look crazy, but I know for a fact it looks crazier in the daytime. Got the water on deck, you feel me? This is Phoenix, Arizona. So today I'm stepping my game up. And the cool thing I like about my content is the same thing that I tell you guys, I always tell myself. Listen, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell you guys about stepping your game up. I tell myself the same thing as well. You guys have to understand, we hiking. We going up the mountain. I gotta step my content up. When it's all said and done, you cannot live your life in fear. It doesn't matter what you have in your backyard. You guys have to understand, fear is the only reason that you won't keep climbing. And I'm gonna say this again. I feel in life, no matter what happens to you, keep climbing. And I'm gonna say this again. In life, no matter what happens to you, keep climbing. Because if you keep climbing, guess what? Eventually, you're gonna get to the top of the mountain. And I'm gonna say this again. Eventually, you're gonna get to the top of the mountain. That's what it's all about. You guys have to understand, the past is over. It's a closed chapter. And I wanna talk about the past because a lot of people, they like to focus on the past. Let me tell you guys something. I'm here to tell you, look at this beautiful view. I'm here to tell you that the past is over. Let me put this bottle down. The past is over, never to return again. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. I don't care if you went hard yesterday. Yesterday is a closed chapter. And I'm gonna say this again. Yesterday is a closed chapter. So the question is, every day you gotta wake up, you really gotta look at a new day as the biggest blessing. That's the only way to really eliminate all depression. You gotta look at a new day as the biggest blessing. Listen, I was here yesterday, but I didn't catch the sun. The lighting was going down. It didn't look cool. I didn't want to put out bad production just to say, hey, look at me at the top of the mountain. So I told myself, I said, listen, if I'm blessed to live another day, I'm going to go harder today. And guess what? I woke up. When I woke up, I said, oh no, it's time to show up. I woke up. That's the attitude you got to have. Listen, it's all about your attitude. And I'm going to say this again. It's literally all about your attitude. When it's all said and done, if I woke up, it's time to show up. They can't stop you. You guys have to understand, you got natural resources in your city. Let's keep going higher. You got natural resources in your city. Your city is beautiful. Your country is beautiful. But it doesn't mean anything if you can't monetize it. You guys have to understand the days of working a job and getting disrespected, those days are over. The past is over. If your boss disrespected you, those days are over. It's a new day and age. And I'm gonna say this again. It's a new day and age. Nobody deserves disrespect. And I'm gonna say this again. Look at this crazy view. Nobody deserves disrespect. This is why I gotta make this video, because a lot of these corporations, people feel like, oh, if you working for $16 an hour, you desperate. Something's wrong about you. You barely pass a drug test. And that's how they treat people. The lower pay you make in this world, people treat you like you're not even a human. They treat you like whatever I say, just do it or get fired or get terminated. Like the Terminator, I'll be back. And you're supposed to sit there on suspension for 3 weeks, for 1 month, without pay, starving, begging family members, help me, help me, help me. Listen. When it's all said and done, shout out to all the guys that's saying, Mr. Keep It Simple, because of you, I'm creating content. You guys are the true MVP. And I'm gonna say this again. You guys are the real MVP. I'm not playing out here. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't care what happens to me. I gotta get better. I can't get better, I gotta get better. When it's all said and done, when it comes to this content, guess what? Listen, from the top of the penthouse, now we at the top of the trail. And I'm gonna say it again, from the top of the penthouse, now we at the top of the trail. Life keeps going. You gotta switch it up. And I'm gonna say this again, life keeps going. You gotta switch it up. You gotta adapt. You gotta adapt out here. You gotta get better. You gotta get stronger. That's the only way you get longevity and stay longer. And I'm gonna say this again, you gotta get better. You gotta get stronger. That's how you get longevity. That's how you stay around longer. Look at this. This is a perfect frontline soldier stance. Frontline soldiers. You guys have to understand. Look at this beauty I would have been missing if I stayed in the house thinking about the past. Look at this beauty I would have been missing if I didn't come outside with a full battery. Think about this beauty I would have been missing if I wasn't serious about this content. Think about this beauty I would have been missing if I was tripping. You feel me? You guys have to understand, life is beautiful. Frontline soldiers. We ready for the front lines. Ready for the front lines. Whatever come away with. Listen, you got to be ready for whatever. And I'm going to say this again. Look at this beauty. You got to be ready for whatever. Matter of fact, listen, we could post up right here. This is front lines. We're going to have a seat right here on the front lines. You guys have to understand, you got to be ready for whatever. Whatever comes your way, you're going to get through it. Whatever comes your way, you a winner. You the one. I'm here to tell you that you the one. I don't care what they telling you on YouTube. You are not a victim. You are the one. You just got to step up and understand that every day is LLO, layer of opportunity. Whatever opportunity you get, listen, when it's all said and done, they say they got wild animals in Phoenix. You feel me? I'm so blessed. I know that I'm going to at least get 10 to 15 minutes on this video and no wild animals are going to be here because I'm blessed. I can't live my life in fear. A lot of people talk about different wild animals, but guess what? We up here, we're recording, we going hard. When it's all said and done, you can't live your life in fear. Whatever happens, it's going to happen. We on the front lines. And I'm going to say this again. Literally, we on the front lines. Let's keep going. You feel me? Can't rest for too long. I understand when something happens to you, you're going to feel it the first week. Because it's new. And I'm going to say this again. I understand if you get suspended for your job. I understand if you get fired. I understand you're going to feel it for the first week because it's new. But listen, week 2, you got to do you. And I'm going to say this again. Week 2, you can't be weak. Listen, follow the wordplay. Week 2, you can't be weak. You got to do you. You guys have to understand. You can't stay down for too long. Never let a situation have you down for 2 weeks. Never let a situation, a bad relationship have you down for 2 weeks. Never let anybody, family member, nobody at your work, nobody in your community have you down for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, that's too long. 2 weeks and too long. We got to go too hard and too strong. 2 weeks is too long. You guys have to understand, week 1, understandable. It just happened. Shook you up a little bit. Yeah, you feel me? You had a little financial nightmare. But guess what? You guys have to understand, what is a financial nightmare versus a financial reality of you accepting defeat? And I'm going to say this again. What is a financial nightmare of 3 months or 2 months or 1 month until you get some aid and paid again in the shade, sipping a glass of lemonade versus